Welcome to MTV News. I'm Megan Garano with a breaking news story about two rap superstars, Ebron and Odille, who have made a music video inspired by the Bronte sisters' books, Wuthering Heights and Jane Eyre. For more on the story, back to Odille in the classroom.
Yo, it's your girl Odille, and you are right now behind the scenes of our music video. Right here, this is the streets of London, England, you know. And you know what? My homegirl, Ebron, is about to come here and just rip it for you. She's gonna tell you everything about this video. Peace.
So we're here behind the scenes. This music, this music is like no other. Hey, I'm trying to tell the people something.
Here, go say it.
This music is like no other. It's about books. No one reads books. Who reads books? I don't read books, so this music is for real. It's off the chain.
Yo, it's 2008 right here. Odille's in the hit world.
And Ebron for real.
Jane Eyre.
Jane Eyre is your name, a 10 life was lame. She lived with cousins who were hating, so she hit them was all. I ain't staying, listen to law would buy a Mr. B. Dang, that place was most that week. Helen Birds became friend number one until sickness sent her to God up above. She made friends with Mrs. Temple, made Lawwood simple until she married and decided not to stay. Jane stayed and waited until year number 8 when she applied for a job in the paper ad and answered to Mrs. Fairfax. Here she met and spent 2 years of her life and for the first time felt really alive. She taught a little girl named Adele and something else made everything well. On a stormy day, went out on a walk, Jane heard someone fall and did good to help him. It turned out that she would love him. Rochester was age 40 and she wanted to be his shorty. She hid her feelings away from the rest because she was his governess until her very last conversation. Mr. Rochester had a conversion. He loved Jane and wanted to marry and told her they had a month to hurry. On her wedding all was good, but Rochester was so hood. Got to mention he had a wife. In third floor attic she lived her life. Jane left crying and ran away to some place really far away. For 3 days she stayed alone, looked for shelter and food on a bone. She then stepped in front of a random home and because of a guy named St. John, pronounced St. John. For a year she lived and even taught a school of girls and didn't think of Rochester not. So when her double life was revealed, she learned she was rich for real. Her uncle wanted to give her his money, and that he did, and she learned St. John and his sisters were her cousins. The rest of her life she was buzzing because she reunited with Rochester after hearing his wife, Bertha Mason, died in a fire. She held his hand in his eyes because he was blind and promised she would never leave. 10 years later, his bright eyes find and would meet up with him. They have 2 kids, and now all is good.
Listen up, this is Ebron. The story begins in 1801 with a man named Lockwood who stumbles upon a door set for safety and lets himself in. What he finds on the hallway is not a nice kid. I got lost in storm, Mr. Lockwood said. Home to the grid, you can't use my head. You crazy old mutt, and who are you? A dark, angry man moved across. My name's Lockwood, I'm the new lieutenant, sir. I need a place to stay, to sleep and stir. But still, my servant will point you the way and give a room for you to stay. This Lockwood was put in a room so small, and what he found was a window so tall. Beside the bed where Lockwood lay was a journal and inscription that did say, Catherine Earnshaw, Linton, Heathcliff. Because of the storm, Miss Lockwood got sick, and back at his home in the bed that he lay, his housekeeper Nellie began to say, Wuthering Heights, I used to work. For 18 years I was a drug. Miss Kathy I cared for many years, but now that she's dead I am filled with tears. It all began before you were born in a land far away where corn was grown. A man named Earnshaw had 2 little kids. Henry and Kathy were their names, and in the big house they used to play games. Their father, Mr. E, went away on a business trip and brought back home a dirty tip. He was his name and he was in love with Kathy Earnshaw, and it wasn't because they had been friends since they were young. He wanted to marry, but because of his status, Kathy married the next door lettuce. Edgar was his name, rich and cool. He even had his own pool. Now he hated Edgar and went away, and someday he would make them pay. Heathcliff left with a pain in his heart, but Kathy stayed sharp as a dart. She had a baby girl who looked like her. Kathy was her name and covered in fur. Heathcliff returned, but the Kathy died. Now Heathcliff's heart was truly fried. Now Henry, who was mean to him, had a child named Harrington, and took his anger out on him. Now, young Kathy married Linton, Heathcliff's son, but died of sickness. His life was done. Henley's son, Harrington, was a young, charming man, but could not read. Young Kathy taught Harrington to read, and soon they fell in love. Heath was unhappy and boomed above. I will slap you, Kathy, for the things you've done. But saw something frightful and dropped his gun. Heath changed and had a happy glow, and had visions of a nightly woe. He saw Kathy Earnshaw and his son, and decided to be nice to Harrington. Harrington and Kathy one day wed, but it was after Heathcliff was dead. Because of his death, the devil is gone, but his ghost lingers over everyone. Harrington and Kathy moved back to the Grange and have a big happy family range. Kathy is saved and the love cycle's end. We think that it's over, but it all depends on the souls of the dead that lay in the earth's bed. Hey, it's your girl E. Brought here with odille.
Hey, thanks for watching our making the video. And you know what? Let's tell them something you brought. Tell them.
You know what? You guys go read books. Read books.
Books.
Go to your nearest library,
library
and get a library card. I have a
Yeah.
library card. That's a hood I am. That's a hood you are.
That's a hood I am. No way.
Peace.